welcome to the Holy Hour podcast, the bi-weekly all cure podcast. I'm Gavin. The Bull crew is back for you lovely people out there. Welcome, Chaz and Antonio. How you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, doing all right. What's up, you bastards?
Yeah.
Boys are back in town.
We're coming in hot today, so buckle up. But yes, we do have a wonderful episode for you guys, and needed the full crew for this one because we are hitting you up with a follow-up pretty soon after the album rankings, as I just got my Spotify information of the year that is completely worthless now. I'll explain that later in the year in review. But It did say that our album rankings episode was the highest ranked episode or listened to episode of the year. So everybody loves a good ranking list, I guess. So lucky for you, we're doing it again. This was Antonio's suggestion that why don't we use the same criteria and do singles, the best 15 all-time Cure singles. And, we can go back to maybe next year and do, we were saying B-sides would be fun to do. And Chaz was grilling me the other day about not doing least favorite songs. So maybe we'll do a worst of the worst Cure songs. So that could be fun because everybody
They'd
loves
all be the self-titled album.
Yeah, because we did kind of have to narrow it down. And that's how this is going to work for the best Cure singles. So we know it's an absolute singles that we're ranking, and we only want to do 15. So I kind of had this list of about 10 that were the obvious. Of course, you have to include those. Everybody has their kind of weird favorites, even with singles. But, when you really scale them down, there might be a few that you're like, what? Why isn't that one in there? And for you playing at home, you can actually just plug in, say you don't think Love Cats is in the top 15 singles. You can swap out like Why Can't I Be You, I think was probably the most loved one that isn't on our list. So, but you can swap them in is what I'm saying at home. If you want to play along, we'll attach the scorecard and criteria to the Facebook pages and everywhere else I can attach it to. And so with that in mind, we are going to try to use the same criteria that we used for the albums, so we can keep it in the same theme and somewhat compare the scores of those too. We'll go through our individual ones as we did last time, and then compile all our scores, and I'll announce it at the end of the episode after we've compiled them all. So makes sense?
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah. All right. So as a refresher, in case you didn't listen to the album's ranking, I will kind of brush you up real fast. We won't go into all the details of them because we did that last time, of the 10 criteria that we're using to rank these. So it's not just all based on personal favorite or whatever criteria that we want. So we got our 10 categories. Like I said, we had to switch out a few. We had to scratch flow of the album because it's only one song, of course. So we scratched that one. We scratched the opening and closing track of the album IDM, and we scratched the cover art, and we replaced them with 3 different ones. Which proved to be a different problem as we went through. But the first new category is chart potential, meaning does it have mass appeal? Can it win over new fans? Is it going to be a hit? So how catchy is it, basically? Is a catchy song that anyone can get into, since we're talking singles. And music video sounded good on paper and a good alternative to cover art, but then we kind of got thinking about it, and we're like, is anyone even, especially the later songs, I guess I was thinking more from the 80s and 90s videos, but no one's really make or break from the video. Like, it could be a great song and have a stupid video, and we thought that was kind of hurting the scores a bit. I had a few in particular that I'll announce as we go that were drastically hit on the scorecard because the video is kind of dumb, or just not great, So we ran out of time with that. So we're just giving everybody a free 10 points on that. It's like one of those tests where the teacher realizes they screwed up. So they just give everybody a free 10 points across the board for music video, and it'll be 9 categories really. And then the third new category is, does it support the album? Is it a good representation of the album? Because we've talked about that in the past where, it might not it's a great single, but it should have just been a standalone single. But then that presented the problem of there are a few in here. I think there's 3 that are standalone singles. Excuse me. So for that one, we kind of took the average score of what they were at that point. So we weren't giving them a full 10, but just the average of where the song was at that point. So it didn't blow it out of the water. All right, so those are our new categories. The old ones, just to brush up on those real fast before we start diving into the numbers, is re-listenability. Does the song invite repeated listens? And does it stay interesting over time? So probably one of the main categories. And Antonio suggested we use this as the tiebreaker. If we get a tiebreaker, how often do you come back to this song? Which basically means re-listenability. Production value is one. Is it recorded and mixed and mastered well? Did they have good ideas with the layering and the instrument tones and such? Songwriting, lyrics and music. Are the lyrics original, compelling, emotionally resonant? Is the song structure, verses, chorus, bridges, and such engaging? And are the melodies memorable and well crafted? And we have originality and creativity, which means, does it bring something fresh to the band's catalog or genre? Are there unique musical or lyrical elements? And does it show any kind of risk-taking from the artist? We got emotional and personal impact that we're rating it on. Does the album or the song leave a lasting impression? Invoke strong emotions and personal connection? And do you have personally any memories associated with this song? And the last 2, band lineup. Does the band lineup add to the song? Is it played better live when there is a different lineup? Does that capture the best version of the song? So with The Cure, especially a lot of those early ones, once the lineup has changed, you're like, man, if only so-and-so was on that back in the day. So, and then finally, legacy. Has the song aged well? Is it considered one of the band's best? And does it hold up over the back catalog and even get played live often? I would lump into that category. Does that make all sense to you guys out there? Antonio, Chaz, is that kind of how you...
Yeah.
Let's roll.
All right, then. We got a lot of numbers to rattle off, so I'm just going to probably go right down the little scorecard. Should we start chronological? I believe that's what we did last time, so
Yeah.
we'll pull up our first single. Will be Boys Don't Cry. Surprisingly lower score for me. I thought this one, and I don't really know why, even looking at it at the end, but I got an 88 for it. The 10s would be re-listenability, songwriting, and then of course our 10s for all the music videos, but I gave that one a 10 anyway, even when I was ranking it. 10 for legacy. It's, their big closer kind of legacy song that they play at the end now pretty consistently. So yeah, a lot of 10s, a 9 for personal impact and such. I guess the lowest was just production value, which I don't really mean because it's so slapdash punky style that, like even when they kind of rebeefed it up with the new vocal mix, I guess I just heard the remix version of that so much that it still kind of feels cut and pasted with the new vocal over it. I feel like it doesn't quite have that epic Cure production. So maybe I lost a couple points there. And originality, only because it's that melody that's come up in the past that was very similar to I can't even remember the band's name now, but Neil Young and Rick James were in a band together, and there's a song that's very similar to Boys Don't Cry. Yeah. So yeah, 88 for me. What'd you guys get?
I got an 89.
Okay.
So very close. The high points were legacy.
Okay.
Music video. And re-listenability, of course. Low points were production. I gave it a 7. And band lineup, I gave it a 7.
Yeah, lineup, I had an 8. So if it kind of felt like...
Yeah.
yeah, they pull it off. It's all early Cure kind of thing, but
Yeah.
so,
I feel like Antonio is going to come in here with like a 55.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
definitely
very
the
similar.
lowest. I'm definitely the lowest, and I love this
Okay.
song.
Yeah, it's weird.
But yeah, mine came in at 84.
Okay, okay.
And not, but the big one was, and that's why I was kind of chuckling, is for me, you guys know, like, Simon Gallup is like my god. With him not
Yeah.
being on this, that for me, that band lineup was a 4. Like, I was harsh. You know what I mean? So that's what really dragged it down, was the fact that it's kind of missing that, that bass tone, which also brought down, I think, production a little bit. Nothing crazy. I got an 8, but re-listenability, bam, 10. Reps the album, 10. Legacy, 10. So I think the lineup is kind of what brought it down to me. You're talking, it's like, didn't have Simon, and by far the weakest drummer they've they ever had. So I was super harsh on the lineup portion of things. So I think that's what dragged it down. Where if I just kind of ignored that and gave it more of an average one, you're talking, it's closer to exactly what you guys had.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
where we all kind of are in the same boat house.
I think so. Yeah. So cool. All right. A Forest was the next on our list.
I have this in the 93.
93.
Forest,
okay.
yeah.
So yeah.
Cool. Low points, I have chart potential.
Okay.
I have it at I think a 6. My handwriting sucks, so I think I have it at a 6, just because I don't think it is definitely their most played song and one of their most popular. It's, well, according to fans, it's their most popular.
Yeah.
But I don't think you can get too many fans into that, or too many potential fans into the Cure with just that song.
Right.
It's great, but if you're looking for chart potential for mass appeal, I don't think it's there. And that's going to come up in a couple of these.
Yeah.
But that's the low point, and then the second low point would maybe be Emotional Personal Attack. That's at a 9, so it's at a 93. So.
Oh wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, 93, pretty high. I have a feeling all these are going to be kind of crammed in those high, because they are talking the heavyweight big songs by The Cure. So it was almost tougher than the albums that way, because I felt like they're all kind of crammed in the top tier.
Yeah. That's why I leaned more critical, because they're all so good that I'm criticizing the best of the best. So it's kind of like,
Right. Yeah, we didn't have that self-titled album in there to balance out
yeah, exactly.
That's what Chaz was wanting to throw a few dogs in there just to take
very pussy.
You just wanted to have one to like totally beat up on.
You just want one that Robert's going to listen to and feel good about himself and want to come on.
He's like, wow, all our songs are amazing.
Let me ask you guys really quick. Does anybody have 100 on any of them?
I have one.
No, I have a 99.
Okay, I have 2.
Okay. Yeah, I was close to 2, which is probably pretty obvious if you think about it. But I used.
But like, my reasoning was silly. When we get to it, I'll explain it. Like, it pretty much should have been 100, but I had to be like realistic on like one thing.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that too.
Right, so
I think we're all
my
on the
turn
same.
for A Forest, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So A Forest actually got pretty low for me, not because it's not a great song, but again, I think where I'm being critical is strong. And even like when I kind of went back and I was like, well, am I crazy? When you go to Spotify, top streamed Cure songs, like A Forest is in there, but it's like it is number 8. So it is,
Okay. Yeah. No.
So I was like, all right, because re-listenability high point, obviously it was a solid 9. Didn't quite give it a 10, because some of the other ones that are 10s for me that always like that get me pumped, I felt like, well, I don't listen to that one as much, so it had to be a little bit lower. Reps the album's definitely a 10. Legacy, I had a 9 on that one, but some of the lower points was like chart potential was pretty low, because I mean, it's not, maybe like college spins and stuff, but it's definitely, that doesn't have when you're weighing it against the chart potential of all these other 15 songs, I had to give it a critical, one. And then for songwriting, lyrics, and music, I also got a 6, which was a little low, but it's only because it's like there are some, The Cure is known for their repetitiveness, but I felt like there are some, like, it's a little, cheesier and less relatable than some of the other lyrics. Again, not because I don't like it, but I tried to look at it as less of a fan, as more of like a mathematical, like, music critic,
Right.
It's tough because you're still talking best of the best, because even at a 77 for me, when I'm weighing this up against, probably another 75% of The Cure's catalog, this would still be up there. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just being overly critical for the sake of, these are the best of the best. So it's like, it has to be, but still, that's a way passing grade, again.
Totally. Yeah, it's good. Cool.
I'm still trying to find out if she'd be offended or not.
That's what everyone said.
Hey, listen, we got to be slightly controversial.
That's the point of these whole episodes, or somebody's like, I used to like that guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, we got a new Donald.
Yeah, everyone's like, Jesus. Mine was 89, so I went up 1 point on that one. Okay. And it was pretty much matched with what you guys are saying as far as the lows. My 2 lowest were 7s. And that was for chart potential, just because it's not kind of the song you want to, throw. You're not gonna hear what he's doing in the woods. What's going on? It's not like a big radio hit necessarily, but catchy, plenty catchy, and emotional impact. Just for me, I've always dug it, but it's not one you're crying in your beer over or anything.
Yeah, it's also one of those songs that I feel like from their, they do this a lot because they're so good, but it's so much better live. Like, I love this song live. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they just kill it live.
That's where it kind of lost points for just little points here and there, like re-listenability even. Like the studio version, I tend to throw on the live one more and stuff. And production, even though I liked the production on this one, it was a 9. But the 10s for me were originality and represents the album wonderfully. It's a great single for 17 seconds. And just legacy, obviously, because it is the mega song that's in every set list just about. So 89, pretty solid, which that's where it does make it harder by the end too, because I'm all like, well, preference wise, I'm not sure it should be that high, but at the same time as ranking the song based on the criteria. So that's why this is interesting and fun. So, Antonio, why don't you kick off Charlotte Sometimes, the standalone single, which I know you're a fan of that tune, right? You're always lobbying for this one.
Named my dog Charlotte for this exact reason. So,
62.
What? I don't even like that dog. She pissed on the rock. No, I'm just kidding. High points are, your 10s are re-listenability. For sure, that's one that, I could all the time. Emotional personal impact's up there for me. I do like the production on this song. I think it fits. I love the video. So it landed at an 83. Its low point was, chart potential. Like, again, it's not, similar to A Forest. It's not one that really was gonna, really break through from a radio perspective. And not that that's a bad thing, because I cannot tell you the last time I listened to the radio for music. Like, other than sports talk, I haven't put a radio on in, to be like, oh, I'm gonna check out what tunes are on in probably over 25 years. So I can really give two shits about this category, but it makes sense at the time when radio was king, like, it still wasn't going to fight the other things that were topping the charts at that point,
I guess the disclaimer is to sort of pretend we don't know how it did in the charts too, like if you were the A&R guy or the record label, like, is this a good potential single, that
Yeah,
kind of-
because also in the
so-
year that it came out too, you're looking at what was popular at that time, and it was not really gonna cut through with those songs at all.
Yeah.
So,
I also take it as can somebody listen to the song and get it into the Cure with it? Like, is
Yeah.
this going to be something that catches them along with how it would do a mass appeal? So
yeah,
Yeah, so like a mixtape potential kind of thing.
yeah.
too,
So like when it comes to
So
like
it's
Boys Don't Cry, I think that's more accessible than like
For
a
sure.
Charlotte sometimes.
yeah, because this
Right.
is also one of their slowest songs from a BPM perspective. You know what I mean? So it's like you're not even getting like the dance in the club part
Yeah.
of the song, where like a Forest comes on at a goth night at 1:00 in the morning, and every vampire is like, yes.
Yeah.
But-
And then if you think about Faith, which it was recorded shortly after, but
Right.
lumped into that, I mean, compared to everything else on Faith, pretty much it seems like Mint Car, pretty much. Yeah. It's like, yeah, this is definitely a single, So. All right. So what was your score for
83.
83. Cool.
And that was another one that was a tie, actually, but I'll get into that when I get the
Okay.
other one that was the same.
Nice. Chaz, we'll go back up the line now.
All right, let's see. I have this at a 90.
Okay.
Chart potential is the lowest. I have it at a 4. But let's see. High points are the music video, Legacy. I think this is a song that everybody, I mean, any Cure fan I've ever met, like, loves this song.
Yeah.
It's in their top 10 usually. And song read listenability. So that was at a 10. I never
Okay.
skip it.
Yeah,
that's-
exactly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Cool. I'm surprisingly lower, 78.
Whoa, my God.
Yeah. So
You guys are going to get so much hate mail.
78.
Hey,
All
listen,
hate
again,
mail.
Still a good score.
Yo,
though.
we're
78 is
criticizing the
good.
top of the top. We're saying this is top 15 singles here.
Yeah,
Like, come
so, I
on.
mean,
Like,
78 is like still a solid. I'd take that on all my test scores. I'd be happy with a 78.
All hate mail, please direct towards Antonio and Gavin. I am
like it
on
up
your
there.
side.
wow.
Don't come at me.
But when looking at it, it's weird because I got tons of 8s. So it was like not like fucking
There wasn't
just like
one
heaven
thing.
caliber. Yeah, but it's
know,
like
it's-
none of them are really low. My lowest one was emotional impact, actually, just because I, like it, but I never really, again, had my special moment with the song or anything like that,
Yeah,
so it's
yeah.
kind of like, so that was probably lower.
I'm also like, again, with the band lineup, it's all lower lineups for me, while you got,
Yeah, I had 8 for that. Just 'cause
Yeah,
I
yeah,
felt
that was
like
a
they
7
did
for me.
good with
Yeah.
what they had, because it's all mostly keyboards, and there wasn't even technically a keyboardist in the band at that point. So I was like, oh, maybe I'll
Exactly.
give them an 8 instead of a 7 for that. And chart potential again, where it just isn't going to be one that's knocking Madonna off the charts or anything.
Yeah.
So, cool. So yeah, no need to dwell there. You can move on from my hate, but 78, and thanks for me. So next one, this is where the contrast is real bad. If I'm kicking off this one, we got Love Cats, total 180 from Charlotte's Hotels, and wow, I got a 86 for that one, and a lot of that, of course, is influenced by my boy. I always loved Love Cats, but that song being played 24/7 for about 12 years now is definitely helped the personal value and all those kind of things. So very high, a lot of 9s, not even 10s on a lot of things, but chart potential, even. Who doesn't love a lovable pop song about cats? Songwriting, it's weird, it's catchy though. So creativity, those are all 9s. Production, I gave it a 10 because it's cool and not too polished up for a song that could be a hit on the it's still kind of that jazzy organic feel to it, but I think it's a lot of cool production stuff going on that. without like over layering it and shit too much. To re-listenability, like the 8s were probably the lowest, just because it can get a little annoying. Don't tell Henson, but you know. And band lineup, just because it wasn't very consistent at that point. But they
it
did great
wasn't
with
even.
the
It was only 2 actual members. Like,
yeah. Yeah, who knows what Lowell was doing. Andy's playing great drums, but Phil definitely stepped in for that song and really did some good bass on that. But yeah, then I guess the absolute lowest was the Reps the album. I had as a 7 because it's a standalone single. That was the average there. So 86. You know, not up there with Forrest or Boys Don't Cry, but still showing good. What about you, Chaz, with the old Love Cats?
I am tied with you, actually. I got an 86 also, yeah.
All right.
High points are legacy and songwriting. I think that bass line is pretty badass.
Yeah.
Low point is emotional and personal impact. I mean, this is nothing will compare to you, Gavin. So yeah,
Understandable.
And band lineup. So that's pretty much it.
yeah.
Right on. Cool.
All right. For me, Lovecast, this is where I had a tie with Charlotte sometimes at also 83. Because I mean, again, band lineup, it got a 4 for me because I was like, it's only, I mean, this was Robert and him just getting people to play what he thought. There was no one else's necessarily, I feel like, writing impact was involved in that, you know. So this is like, if I had to like really kind of break it down, like for me in my head, I'm going, all right, every band member getting around a 4 for being good equals 10 around close, you know. So I was like, all right, you're getting a 4 here. Another low point would be, you know, again, emotional and personal impact was a 7 for me, but you know, highs, originality and creativity, I mean, by far one of, I think, the most creative and original songs in the Cure's repertoire. Production on it, 9. I think, you know, the way that it's all balanced, getting a stand-up bass in it, like all the little sounds here and there, like are fantastic. You know, real listenability, you know, 8, which is probably the lowest of all the other tracks for me, but still, again, high. But it did get it lost out to Charlotte sometimes because the tiebreaker for me was the you know, obviously it was re-listenability for Charlotte sometimes was higher. So it is tied to the Charlotte sometimes, but did fall 1 underneath it. Like I did A and B for its place where it landed on mine.
Nice. Okay. Yeah. Dig that. I think we're all still fairly in the same ballpark, which is good. In Between Days, Chaz, you want to take this? Probably the coming next to Boys Don't Cry, the next big dog in the
Yeah, here we have 100.
Oh my goodness.
Ding 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 ding.
Wanna chicken dinner?
So all the high points and low points are all the same.
Nice.
So
yeah.
Just gonna say across the board.
Right.
yeah,
Nice.
I think this is one of the most re-listenable songs you can have. I think the production is 10 out of 10, of course. Chart potential, I think this is a song that you can get any Cure person into, anybody potential fan into.
Yeah.
The music video is absolutely amazing. Legacy, band lineup, I everything was kicking on this one.
Hell yeah. Awesome. Yeah. It's
Roll.
hard to argue that. But Antonio, what'd you get?
It is a 90.
90.
Again, you know, which is a hey,
Yeah,
again, I'm
which
being
is
critical.
a-
This is a high
Exactly.
this is a high score for me. Like
Yeah.
you know, don't crucify me here.
Even listening back to the album rankings one, it was funny because it is one of the big takeaways from this is just like how a teacher could, you know, like 2 teachers on a test could totally grade it different, you know, especially like an English
absolutely.
test or something, you know, where it's like,
Yeah, you know, because again, like I'm like really trying to, aside from, you know, emotional and personal impact, I'm trying to really be like a music critic and not a Cure fan when I'm doing this, because if not, it's just gonna be all, you know.
all those
But
little
again,
factors.
re-listenability, you know, and production and reps the album tens. Band lineup 9. Legacy is up there. It's like, but then it's slightly lower on, you know, emotional impact, a little bit lower. Again, love the song, don't skip it. But when I'm weighing it against the other ones that are like my can't live without, it's floating there. But 90, she's 90.
Okay, I guess cut the difference then. I'm at 96 for it.
Nice.
So it's up there. Only kind of docking a few points so the other ones can lock in the top position probably in the back of my head when I think of perfection. 10's all the way down. I had a 9 for songwriting. I took 1 point because of the New Order similarities to Dreams Never End, and
that's
with creativity on that.
That's why I got an 8 for me too on that one. Like I was again being
not that it's
a crazy critic, I'm gonna say.
Yeah, not even that it's a similar enough lawsuit worthy kind of nick or anything, but it is similar. So creativity loses a point, I guess. And then, just, when you just read the lyrics to like In Between Days versus Pictures of You or something, it doesn't quite hold up as like epic poetry. So 96. Definitely a solid A+ for me. All right. Up next, the next Head on the Door single, Close to Me. Antonio, you got this one.
Yeah. So Close to Me got a total of 93.
All right.
So your last one was 90, right?
Yes.
So up 3 points. Okay, cool.
Yeah. So up 3 points because where it got where it built it out was originality and creativity, songwriting and lyrics, and emotional impact are your 3-point differences there. Giving it that 93. The rest is kind of all the same. It's a banger. You can also always tell a great song when the cover is just as good, and I absolutely love the Get Up Kids cover of this song. Equally as much as I love this one. So it's like you can always tell like if a band can rip a killer cover like that, it just shows from a songwriting perspective you wrote a fucking hit. Very one of those things that's always tough, because I've heard some songs that I adore and then they get butchered and you're like, oh, and I'm like, but that band's not bad, so why doesn't it sound right? Because but I mean, and Head on the Door is it's a fucking it's a solid record. I mean, it's again, and another one that if you gave this song to someone to represent The Cure, getting them into it, they would be pumped. If you don't like this song, you just don't like The Cure.
It is very Cure-ish while still being a pop.
Because even in the arguing between I like the poppy stuff, I like the dark stuff, like this one is still one of those ones that like even no matter which side of the plate you sit on, you're gonna. Yeah,
it does bridge it wonderfully. That and In Between Days.
And I think In Between Days and Close to Me, are again, I think the reason why they both got 10s on Reps the Album, because they are the tone for that record, like to a T.
Yeah. Cool. What'd you get, Chaz?
Oh, same thing as the last score, 100. Yo! Back to back.
Dude, this is why I've been so critical, because I knew you're just like, I love it. Well, I have to be the moral compass.
and the thing is I'm not Cure pop guy. Like I'm not good. But I feel like these two songs, like they cross a bridge here with both of these songs, and why it's called Happy Sad, because they made two perfect singles back to back that were, the music video was a 10 out of 10. It's a song that everybody loves. It's a song that you can get any potential Cure fan into. You never fucking skip it. It reps the album. I just like it. It's both of these songs are, even though the thing is like they're not on Disintegration. Disintegration is a 10 out of 10, 100% album for us, which is weird. But because we're looking at the album as a whole, not at individual songs. So, but yeah, so this would be a 10 out of 10 for me, back to back.
Even the fact that it has a trumpet in it. See that would, to me, that would automatically put it as a 99. That horn can get a little annoying sometimes when you got headphones on.
Yeah, we didn't have a horns category, so I was like, shit, I can't.
You can't dock it for being a ska song.
My sax hatred,
Hey, cross genres, you can. You get Real Big Fish to cover it, and
totally. I'm into it.
So I got the same score as Antonio. I got a 93. Nice. It was down 3 from In Between Days, probably because of the saxophone. But my real highs, I guess, were the pretty much more highs. The only low one were 8. I had an 8 for re-listenability, I think, just because sometimes you can get a little too much by the end with the horns and stuff.
You're walking around your house with the fake trumpet, the air trumpet.
Yeah. Always go with the album version.
I mean, the only 2 songs that I like with trumpets are that song and Start Today by the Gorilla Biscuits.
Where are we at next? Back to me for Just Like Heaven, I think. So Just Like Heaven, there we go. Now I can be the nice teacher. Solid 100. This was perfect writing song, like I feel like I've said Disintegration's the best ever of any album. Fucking Mozart through the Beatles, any of them, and I kind of made the same joke for Just Like Heaven. It's better than any song ever written. It is like the ultimate pop song. So 100%. Really the only thing I almost docked a point for was again the originality, because every review or whatever you read of Just Like Heaven, they say it's pretty similar chord progression to The Only Ones, Another Girl, Another Planet, but I've worshipped that song and love it, and I never crossed the streams in my mind. I don't think it's similar enough at all to really warrant any unoriginality anyway. So
it's not like,
if anything, if you somehow manage to top that song, even, that's a pretty fucking awesome feat in itself. So 100%. What more can you say? I based the whole scale on that. So what do you got, Chaz?
So I have a 97.
Okay.
Can you guess which one I have?
97.
There's only one category that's not a 10.
Oh.
It's a 7.
Well, I know you have the represents the album, but that one, I guess, doesn't represent the album.
No.
But it carries the album in your words. I guess
that's my lowest point on my ranking too. Is reps the album, because it seems more like it should be on Head on the Door.
Yeah, so it kind of outshines the album. Is that the angle you're taking? So
it's such a weird anomaly that it's such a good song that it's too good and it loses points.
Right? Yeah,
I like it.
But I think it's going back to the other show that where we rank the albums, it's the best song maybe they've ever written. But it doesn't. They needed to cut that album in half. They could have put B-sides on it. Like, it carries that album. Like, if you take that song off that album, it drops so much.
Oh yeah, that drops into the bottom 3, I think, if you took that song off the record. Like,
I don't know if I go that far, but it's definitely
maybe not bottom 3, but I forget how many records they have.
Yeah, I don't think there's another load-bearing song. It's probably the most important load-bearing song of their entire career. Yeah, for any album, it's unless you put the B-sides on there, then you have an amazing album. So, then you can go back to the episode where we each reworked that into one single album. Yeah, absolutely. So, but that's the low.
I think that it's funny because it's just the perspective thing. Because of that, I had you guys' voices in my head, and I'm like, well, should I dock a few? Because kind of outshines the rest of the album, and it's a double album and it outshines it. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, if it's that good, then maybe it did its job to rep, more than the other songs. Like it exceeded its potential.
Well, again, that's fine. That's why we're taking all three of our scores and going to put them together, because we're each going to kind of be the moral thing to one category or one song as we go across.
Yeah. What about you, Antonio? What was your score?
I have it at a 96.
Okay.
Okay.
Again, reps the album got a 7 for me, because again, it doesn't really match the record. Like, there's a difference in repping and being the number one on it. It's completely different. And then band, I don't know, why did I get a bit of 9 for band lineup?
Because Lowell was drunk?
Because I think, because Lowell. Everything after Lowell gets a higher, because I have to be honest. I mean, he's been the weak link. So I couldn't give it a 10. I just couldn't. Anything with Lowell, I'm like, I mean, was he important to this band in a way, but also, like, I think he was a weak link that was carried for way too far. Yeah. Like, if we're being honest,
Lowell gets a 10 for me up until Pornography.
Yeah.
Because I think he fits perfectly into the band up until that point.
Yeah, I'm on board with that, I think. Yeah, after that, it's kind of like a big question mark,
Right.
Really, especially when we're talking studio recordings and stuff, and just not really knowing what the fuck.
Yeah, the entire band has kind of outpaced his talent.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Then, and then everything else got a 10. So, I mean, it's just like heaven. I mean, nice. you don't skip it, like, even when, hey, listen, I love Keanu Reeves. His band sucks, but even when they play Just Like Heaven, I'm like, oh, cool.
Yeah, it's impossible to fuck that up.
I mean, you hear that bass line and the way the drums first hit, and it's like, if you're in a bad mood, it fucking takes you right out of it. Like, it's just, until that song ends, you are zoned in. You are like, yes. It's just, it is the perfect pop song.
It never goes a little too long or anything. It
ends
a little faster than you think, like, oh, we're already at this part,
Exactly. I follow that chord progression, and like my head goes do 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 do.
Yeah.
While I'm driving, like, that's all I do.
Yeah, it's like each little layer that comes in, like, adds. There's never a part where it's just like something's just filling in sound, it's like everything takes it to the next level. This one has some nice layers as well. Chaz, you want to introduce Fascination Street?
So, although being one of my favorite songs by The Cure, this got a 90. So it's not as high as I would think it would be. Lowest is chart potential. I think there's only like a certain type of person that could get into that song as far as The Cure goes, because they don't really have many songs that kind of sound like that after this, or even really before this.
Yeah, so definitely not singles. You have like Want and stuff that have like a cool groove, but like that's not a single. And even this is a weird one because it was only a single here, I'm sure. But so I mean, there's some little asterisks you can put next to this, so I'm sure some people would probably swap another single in for this one even, but just knowing that we all like this one a lot, it's a good contender. But it's a weird kind of song for many factors.
Music video, I gave it a 7.
Okay.
And then reps the album an 8. Cool. Those are the lowest points for me. I think it definitely fits in the album, but I wish there was like another song that kind of matched its aggression and style to go with it, even if it was pushed down a little bit.
Okay.
But yeah, I that's it's a 90 for me.
90. Antonio.
For me, Fascination Street, 99.
I knew it.
Ooh.
I knew it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I mean this song did a lot for me.
So far.
This song for me, everything. Re-listenability, I'll never skip it. Production is amazing. Anytime I've ever recorded in my life, I've always told the producer when I was playing bass, like, I want it to sound like this. Like, I would give them, I'd have them put that on. You know, it got one ding, again, chart potential. I think the song is catchy enough, but I think not a lot of people can withstand, you know, that much of, you know, without the lyrics, you know, especially on the, you know, I mean, but obviously, you know, it would, even with a radio cut, still not as high as like a Just Like Heaven or like a love song, you know, like some of the other obvious. So that's kind of where it got a ding, but I've, you know, got an emotional attachment to it. I do, you know, I love the video. I think legacy wise, you kind of can't go wrong. I mean, it is the, you know, the stand up to say like the show, like the one song that shows how important Simon Gallup is to this band the most is this track. The bass line does not change, but the bass line is its own hook in the song. And it's a great hook to go along with all the others. And Robert goes through this like up and down, like whispery, but then goes up to being like almost a scream and comes back down. And it, like, when this song comes on and I'm driving, I'm like, let's go, you know, like it's just, it's like a battle cry. Like I love it.
It's their most punk song since probably 100 years.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
it's badass. I gave it an 85.
Which is,
you know, chunky lower than you guys, but still high.
My name's Gavin. I don't like heavy music.
I don't like that punky stuff. If I'm not crying, it's shit.
Yeah. I need it sad or super indie.
Nah, you know, again, looking at it though, it's all pretty high scores. I think 8, you know, or the lowest. The 6 was the lowest one for chart potential, which is funny that we all kind of docked it for that. But I think I recall regular charts it didn't do shit on, but that's around when they started doing like college radio or indie chart or something. I remember seeing something. It actually went to number 1 on that, I think, like so it's like actually outshined all the others.
I feel like that might have been just on name recognition though, rather than song itself.
There's a lot of factors.
I feel like maybe it would have done a lot better in like Australia or something like that.
And it probably did, even there and stuff.
But I think also in that age range of a college radio listener, there's like angst, you know, and like this bass line in that song is it is like, it almost is angry youthish in a weird way.
And I kind of get the American angle of putting this out before, because Lullaby was the English first single, and that's like, that would have been a little weird. And I think because it was coming off the heels of like Just Like Heaven and the big pop stuff, everybody was just waiting. Like you're saying, name rigging, new Cure single. That was the first new single that came out when I was a kid as a fan. And so I was just like, fuck yes. I was so into the song. I thought the video was the greatest thing ever. Really just fucking standing there and looking cool. But like even just talking to so many people of how many the video won you over, like, damn, this man's cool as shit, even though like nothing's happening. He's just sitting there with some wind blowing on him.
Well, there's those like you know, like old school street lights, and they're kind of like weird, you know,
but it's
like
pretty...
like, you know what that video reminds, that video I feel like I'm always waiting for a jump scare. Like it's a jump scare video, like someone's just gonna pop up
like
and be
something
like,
It might. Is it their worst video? We definitely have to rank the
video ranking too. Definitely not their worst in my opinion, but yeah, I think for how cool it is, there is like so minimal and not. I think it's just all based on how cool they were looking at that era or something.
Yeah, I do think it
works,
from a visual standpoint, like they're like the styles, the hair, the clothing, like was very like. You know, it's funny because that, you know, when you look at like when people do the Boys Don't Cry shirt, when they're in front, where he's in front of the house from
the silhouette.
Like the Exorcist.
Yeah, I have that.
And it's got like that lamp in it. You know what I mean? Right. So it's funny because it kind of reminds me of that mashup shirt, which was a rad mashup. So Like there's all these little things about it. It is the song like, when I was learning how to play bass, like playing along with it in my bedroom, like it's like
Yeah.
so again, like college radio, I feel like that's why college radio it hit more.
Latched on. Yeah. Well, while staying in 89, then you want to take us to Lullaby, the next single, Antonio?
Yes. So Lullaby gets a 94.
Ooh, yes.
Yes. Lullaby. Re-listenability is a 9, not a 10, because there are times when I'm kind of like, because I do listen to it a lot, or, I'm like, all right, depending on the mood, but, production I love on this track. Chart potential I think is there. Songwriting, lyrics, and music, I mean, you talk originality and creativity is great. It doesn't sound like anything else. Video fucking rules. Definitely. I think reps and works on the album. I mean, it's Lullabies. It is a banger.
Yeah.
And it's one of the songs that really like helped define The Cure. I think it's just very, no one does anything like that. The strings, the plucking, the eerie keys. I mean, a lot of people tried to rip that off after the fact, but nobody was doing that before and during while they were doing this.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
What'd you get, Chaz?
I gave it a 94.
Okay.
So
we tied on that one.
Yeah. I mean, I would have given it a higher score if we could have extra credit for videos. I think it's their best video ever. I
think it's one of the best music videos ever. Period.
I mean, there could be debates on that depending on what genre you like, but I mean, definitely, I think just the artistic value of what they were going for goes hand in hand with that video, and when they play it live, it becomes it's almost its own show. Compared to other songs, I feel like it's its own. Like everybody's waiting for it because you want to see Robert dance.
And get that picture of the lights doing the spider webs and everything.
The light show during that song is 10 out of 10. It's one of my favorite songs live that I want to hear every single time they play, and I don't get annoyed that they play it. Where I'm like, oh man, I wish I would have taken that out and put this in. That's a song I want to see every single time I go see them. Production is 100%. Re-listenability for me, 100%. The low points are chart potential. I don't think it's up there. I think you could get a lot of people into this song. I think it's a little bit more kind of radio friendly a little bit. It's definitely not as hard when it comes to Fascination Street. And
got that good groove.
Emotional impact. It gets a 9 because I'm like, I get it. Like the whole nightmare, and I've been there before. So yeah,
I am arachnophobic too.
Yeah.
There you go. You can relate a bit better.
But like anytime I listen to that song, I just go back to seeing it live and the enjoyment I get out of just thinking of seeing that live from the different areas of different stadiums and venues I've seen it at. It all comes back to, when we saw it like right up front compared to, where we saw it from the top of Madison Square Garden, So, and each time I loved it just from a different perspective of seeing that live, and that's what comes back to when I listen to that song. So yeah,
right on. Cool. Again, this one tied with Fascination Street for me at 85, which seems low after you guys' praise, but I think my low points were just being kind of tired of the theme. We're kind of focusing on the studio version, so live it is a whole different, which is weird because Fascination Street's like that for me too, where live every time I'm like, if I see it on a set list like Fascination Street and Lullaby, I'd be like, I've heard those like a billion times, but when you're actually at the show, those are like definitely two of the funnest songs and the greatest moments, you know, because they're like hitting so hard.
I've seen you punch people during
as
Fascination Street. Just laying old people
and then
out.
you get to do your spider dance and all that. But yeah, I mean, just sometimes I'm not feeling the spider vibe and stuff, you know, we're like whatever. So that one loses a little there. And it's funny, chart potential again, because this was the highest, they're still their highest charting single in the UK, but I put it as a 7 because if I'd been a record label guy and been like, you want to fucking come out with this weird ass spider song, there's no way this is gonna be a hit, you know. But it was a hit. So yeah, high points being creativity, of course, originality. You don't get many songs like this from anyone, and production for anything on Disintegration is going to be solid 10s, and lineup even. This and Fascination Street I gave 10s to. Just you know, even if Lowell was passed out on the couch during Disintegration, he was doing his job by staying out of the way, I guess, and like letting them do it, you know. So 10s for lineup. You know, legacy was high. Let's see. Yeah, so I mean, pretty solid all the way through. I guess emotional impact and chart potential were the lowest ones for me. So, all right, love song still in Disintegration here. Love song back around to me. I gave this one slightly higher, 89. So this one tied with Forest for me. So which was kind of surprising because this is one of those ones where at various times I like it more than others. You know, you can get a little burnt out on it, but really want to strip it down. It is a great song, especially when mathematically like this, when I'm picking it apart. 10s for, again, production, and actually not too many, again, band lineup, just a lot of 9s. I got 9 for re-listenability. It, you know, I never turn it off or anything. Chart potential, maybe that was just knowing that it was their biggest hit, so I gave it a 9 for that. I gave it 1 point docked on that because I was even surprised as a kid that it did so well in the charts. I'm like, this one? It's nice, but I don't know if it, you know, it really jumped out as like the big breakthrough single for them in the US. But emotional impact, huge 9 for me. Just a lot of stuff. Legacy, obviously, it being their biggest radio kind of breakthrough mainstream song. So yeah, a lot higher tier, but 89. What about you, Chaz?
97.
97. All right.
Yeah, this is one of my favorite Cure songs ever.
I thought you were going to say I went too high on it, but you went
why?
all the way. I don't know. Yes.
It's on Disintegration, goddammit.
Yeah, exactly.
I think chart potential is the only one is a 7.
Yeah.
Even though it was their top charting song, I like you said, I get the repetitiveness of it, but still, I think it hits 10s on just about everything else. I think it goes perfect with the album. The music video, I still absolutely love, even though... wait, no, you said you didn't like the love song video, right? Antonio?
Oh, yeah, I hate this video.
Yeah.
It does not match the song whatsoever. It just seems weird. I'm like, why are you in your pajamas in a cave? I don't get it.
I think that was his regular clothes. They just look like pajamas.
That's the vibe. It looks like he's wearing pajamas and laying down in a cave, and I'm like, what are you doing?
At least he's not wearing jorts.
Yeah. When we were ranking the video, I like the video a lot, except for Poral's hat. He's wearing like that fishing hat. Or
it is weird like too. Yeah, that's hat. The other thing.
Yeah.
It's like Simon's wearing his weird hat. Everyone's got like weird hats.
Because like it also gives me like anxiety because I'm like, oh, something's gonna drip from these things in this cave. Go on my head.
Well, that's a you thing.
Like,
yeah.
No, I think Love Song is one of my favorite songs on that album. I definitely never skip it. If I'm singing along to it, I usually sing the Robert live version of it for myself. But yeah, high ranking song for me, 97.
Cool.
Yeah. Love Song got a 95.
Ooh.
95.
Yeah, right. Yeah, you know.
I thought that was going to be in the 80s for you.
Yeah.
Well, you know what it is? I hate the fact that 311 covered it, but I do love the song. So like
You just
I
gotta
hate
erase that
311
from the-
so much that it's like it's hard for me. It's like because like
You were
I still
down,
sometimes
man. That's what you told me. You're all mixed up, baby.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do.
Some things you just have to erase from the Cure data bank in your head, you know? That's one of them.
Exactly.
Let's just pretend this didn't happen. They weren't involved.
But I mean, come on. I mean, this song is beautiful. This song, um, belongs on the album it's on. It's got chart potential. Uh, it's catchy. I mean, it's produced well. You know, she's a 95. I mean, what more can you say? The only thing that may be cheesy about it is the name of the song.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
All right. The last Disintegration single. It's up to you, Chaz. Pictures of you.
Yeah, Pictures of You. I feel like Gavin might have this a little higher than mine, but I have it at a 95.
Okay.
Chart potential again is at a 7.
Yeah.
And then the music video is at an 8.
Yeah.
Yeah, re-listenability 10 out of 10. Never skip it. Legacy, I think it's one of their most defining songs of their career. That would be one I could give it extra points if I could. Band lineup for Disintegration, even though Lowell's there, it still gets 10.
yeah, I had to give that a 10 across the board too because it's the best record ever. So how can you not?
Yeah, and emotional personal impact. I mean, I don't think anybody can not listen at least once in their life have listened to that song and not cried about something where it's like hit them over something. I think it's one of those songs for the Cure that any Cure fan, it hits them at one point in their life where they can't handle it.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
And I know it's happened to me while I'm driving. I'm just like, fuck, I miss that person. You know? So.
Yeah. Right on. Antonio, where are you at with this one?
97. I think the only thing that brought it down, reps the album is a 9, not a 10, only just because, like, I'm like thinking of like the intensity and like again, I could see it being on other albums where it's not totally like fully intertwined or exclusive, which is not a bad thing either, but just from a ranking perspective. But I mean, this is one of the most perfect written songs. I think from a lyrical standpoint, I think it's some of the most beautiful lyrics that have ever been written. And if you don't like the song, you have no fucking soul. So,
right on.
97.
Yeah. Perfect. I gave it 99. Only because just like Heaven is a little like more radio friendly. I took the 1 point like you guys for chart, just because they couldn't put the 8-minute whatever song on them.
Yeah.
When they made the radio edit, I didn't think it worked nearly as well. Like I still love it and listen to it if I hear that version. But yeah, you gotta have that long intro and everything. So that was the only thing I could take a point from. Otherwise, it is perfect.
I feel like the long intro gives me time to emotionally prepare for the song.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, because you're already feeling it before you even start saying the words, and then
the
it
chimes
says the perfect fucking words on top of that. Yeah, and like. Even though it's my favorite Cure song, I think just like Heaven hits 1 point better just as far as the mass audience and everything. And I mean, there's perfect lyrics. Like I'll say, with In Between Days, if you just take the lyrics of Pictures of You, it's a poem too. You could just read that or put it out, and it's like, wow, that's powerful. But
if I read it in a coffee house somewhere in like a hipster neighborhood, just as like my poetry, people would like snap and
nice.
Like,
it works.
oh my god, it's so deep.
Re-listenability, of course, is perfect, and legacy, emotional impact, off the charts. So yeah, solid 99 for me.
Is that your highest score?
Just Like Heaven is 100.
It was the 100. Yeah.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah. All right. Antonio, you get High is the next
High.
single.
Hell yeah, you do.
Alone again. Hi, so.
I'm high as fuck right now. So let's go.
High, I got an 84.
Wow. Okay.
You know, and it's not because anything was like massively low aside from Legacy. I feel like it's low on the Legacy poll, but everything else was like 8, 9, 10, you know, so it's not bad. Legacy kind of pulls it down. And I think, you know, band lineup is great. Re-listenability is a 9, you know, but everything else was kind of like 8, you know, like when I put it up against some of the other tracks. So it lived at an 84.
Nice. Chaz?
So I have this at an 80.
Okay.
Yeah, it's my lowest score so far.
Okay.
So high points are re-listenability and production are both at a 9. But lowest would be chart potential and legacy. And emotional personal impact. They all got a 6.
Okay.
This is I mean, I don't love this. Like, it's a good song, but it's honestly like not one. I'll skip it, so it gets a 9. So
it's more in the era that carries it, you know, because it's from Wish and stuff, you know.
Right.
It's when you really strip it down, this was definitely one of the ones that could be swapped out for another single, you know. But it's like
when you're listening to Wish, it's like it's fine that it's there and you're good with it and it fits and it works.
Yeah, it fits perfectly.
But just when you're stacking it up against the big boys, it's not as, you know.
Yeah.
I know I've said Wendy Time is the only song on that album I don't love or like, and I think that High fits perfectly on the album, unlike Wendy Time. So,
show.
Yeah, I'll save a little time because I'm pretty much exact repeat of everything you guys said. I even had an 84 like Antonio. A lot of 8s, you know, nothing that I like it. It's fun. It's a great song, but it's not in the big boys like we're saying. And the lowest score is Legacy because, if it's not in the set list, I'm never heartbroken, you know, but it's cool if it is. But 84, not low, but not high. So
I think it is the first song on this list that I am like, if it's played live, I'm like, man, they could have put something else on there. So, but I'm not upset about it. But I'm like, man, that's the first one I'm questioning on the list, where I'm like,
Yeah, you know what? I kind of agree with that because it also, I don't think, you know, some of these other songs, you know, like we said, we love more live than we even do on the record. And this is a song where like live, it's like, okay, you know, like it doesn't add anything to it. It doesn't.
Yeah, if anything, it's kind of messy live. You know? Sometimes it's one that they doesn't really work as well. So pretty interesting. All right, back to me for Friday I'm in Love. Another big chart topper here. I gave that 84 as well. So that was a tie with High, but it is going to come out one ahead of it because of the re-listen factor. This one, kind of same deal. I guess the lowest points being just creativity, even though it works wonderfully for this catchy pop song, just going through the days of the week thing, you know. It's Represents the Album was the lowest, that one, just because it could have been a standalone single, I think, and just have it be a nice pop single. If you take out, especially if you look at that darker angle of Wish, which gets overlooked a lot because of Friday I'm in Love and Doing the Unstuck. If you took those two off, you'd have like a really good kind of moody album, and it kind of gets deflected by this. And then just 8s with other such as Legacy and stuff, you know, even though a lot of people would be sad if they didn't play this at the live show, you know. But it is a great song. Chart potential 10, of course. It should have even been a number 1 hit, not a number 2, just because it is so catchy. And yeah, stuff like that. So, what'd you guys get? Chaz?
I gave it, this is my lowest score, to 79.
Whoa, all right.
My high points are production and chart potential. And music video, I gave it a 10. I think it fits perfectly with the song. I think it's a fun video. But low points are, let's see here, Repsy album. I have it at a 6. I could care less if it was on the album. Like I'm just like that and Wendy Time. Like that. I like it more than Wendy Time. But like, yeah, you could have swapped that out for something else, and I would have been fine with it. And emotional and personal impact. It's, I don't know. When they play it live, it's fun.
Yeah.
But it's like, Like at times, I would rather hear Mint Car just to switch it up, because I think they're both like the same vein. And when sometimes I like hearing Mint Car a little bit more, even when it comes on like my phone or something.
Yeah, I think that just that high school excitement value for me carries the song a lot emotionally. It's one of those deals where, if I think about it later, then I probably would have just not really had any connection to, but I do remember that being like such a fun kind of like, holy shit, they're playing a Cure song constantly on MTV now, and I'm hearing it on my mom's radio stations and stuff like that, much like Love Song was. But yeah, good points. Antonio?
I got a 92.5 on this one.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah. This song still, like, to me, it's so catchy. I think Legacy, I think it's actually super important because I think there's an entire wave of fans that discovered The Cure because of this song. Because, just some of my, like growing up, my friends, like seeing that music video is what made them go, oh my God, have you heard this band, The Cure? So it like really was like, I think cut through the shit that was on MTV at that time really well, and stood up against those like big dogs in that time frame, which was kind of hard. It's, chart potential is like high up there. I do feel it reps the album because I feel like the album wouldn't be the same without it. Was kind of like my thought process there. Band lineup, I think, slaps, but again, like for me, I think Legacy was a 10 because I think this opened the door to a gigantic amount of fans, going.
Okay. Yeah, I like that perspective.
Like that was my thought process. Cause like, if I'm a record label guy and I hear this song, I'm like, get this song on the radio now. And it did do that, like it had that kind of like impact, at least from an MTV perspective. So yeah, I mean, like I said, I kind of like had to pull myself out and, think record exec or, whatever, but the low points are, the songwriting, the lyrics, although cheesy, it's a cheesy that works. And it's like, I've got like internal jokes with like my best friend, like where like if he hears it not on a Friday, he texts me, he's like, why are they playing this on a Tuesday? But then like if it comes across on a Friday, I'll like, I see somebody's like reel or something on Instagram, I'll send it to him, I'm like, look, it's a Friday, like so it's like we have like these inside jokes on it, and it's just, I don't know, it's
it works. Yeah. Thin line between clever and stupid.
Yeah, that is very
very thin line. So yeah, back to Chaz as far as the next song then, Letter to Elise.
Oh man. All right. So I gave this a 92. Actually, no, what did I do here? So it's a 94. Sorry. Yeah. So high points are re-listenability. That will never skip, ever. I'll play it again and again and again. Like I'll play it again over and over. So production is a 10. Song rating is again a 10. Legacy. I think everybody wants to hear this song live when they come on, and disappointed if it's not played. I think it reps the album at a 9. Yeah, lowest point I have chart potential at a 6, and music video at an 8. I don't, but I think it's one of, before the last album that they released, I think it's one of the last best songs that they had written, besides Burn.
True. Yeah, it's kind of that last of kind of epic disintegration feeling Cure, so this one definitely could have been on Disintegration even.
My God.
It's like,
yeah,
but
you can't rate an album higher if it was on there. Like, it would be 110.
Just break the scale. That all totally makes sense. What about you, Antonio?
A little bit lower than I thought, and I think the things that for me that brought it down a little bit was chart potential, because it's definitely not everybody's cup of tea. I think when you're using a song with a name in it, also Elise is a very not as common name, when it seems like more of a you're connecting with this person, like love song, like where Charlotte sometimes is more like I'm telling you a story about a person named that, where this is more like like a little different. I think that brought it down a little bit. And see, I took a different angle on the Legacy, where for me it got lower on Legacy because the fan base loves this song, but I think the casual Cure fan has no clue it exists. And I think for me, like for me on Legacy is something that like not only the diehards will know, but like just the casual person can say, oh, that's the Cure. I feel like if a person that's not a diehard doesn't hear this, they probably don't immediately pick up on that it's the Cure. So that's what kind of like gave it a little bit of a lower, like a 7.5. This was the first time I had a 0.5 too, because I was like I felt weird calling it an 8, because like again, like my friends that like are like, okay, I dig some Cure songs, I know they don't know this song, and because I've had friends, due to the fact that like the Sensefield cover of it, friends of mine still to this day don't know that it's the Cure and they think it's Sensefield. So like friends, you know what I mean? It's a phenomenal cover. And people, so that's where I hit it hard for Legacy, because I was like, oh wow, I've got tons of friends, in the, in the post-hardcore emo and punk scene that like will know Cure songs but have no clue that cover is a Cure song. So that's what kind of dropped it for me. But re-listenability, she's a 10. Songwriting is a 9. Personal impact 9. And then everything else just kind of brought that score down a little bit to where if me just emotionally ranking them, it was way higher on my, like, I just quickly made a list of where I thought songs would fall. You know what I mean? Before I did the math. And it was way higher. So, those other two things, when I had to stop and think about it, like, got a bigger ding for me,
Right on. What was the final score again?
The final score was 89.5.
89.5. Cool. I'm pretty much there with you on that one. I got 91. So kind of cutting the difference between you guys again. My lowest was Legacy. I took that angle too. It was just that, it wasn't even in the running for which songs they're going to play at the Rock Hall kind of thing, where nobody really defines the Cure by it, but all actual fans love it,
If they asked
so it's
me,
a tough one.
Fucking be played at the Rock Hall.
I
well, that's what I'm saying. Like, with the three of us, like, seeing them live, if they don't play it, we'll go, fuck, I wish they played it. But I don't.
There was probably a lot of people that
it's
were
not
like,
even. Yeah,
totally.
it's that it'll fly right over their head. Like, it's not. Even,
So that was my lowest. And then chart potential being the second lowest, and then a lot of 10s for re-listenability, creativity, just because structurally it's a kind of weird. It's like Pictures of You, where it's a strange format. It's not verse chorus, big hitting chorus kind of thing, and emotional impact, of course, is huge. So, and then just 9s behind that. So pretty solid 91. Alone, our final single, for
Dun, dun,
which we're going to just go ahead and declare it as an actual single because it is nominated for a Grammy now. So,
Yeah, you have to give it to that.
And since Songs of a Lost World did so good on our ranking of the albums, let's see where Alone goes. I figured that was the better choice than Fragile Thing. So, Alone,
Agreed.
Antonio, what did you get?
Alone, 96.5.
Wow.
You know, and it's funny. Again, the same. I've kind of got that same like initial like shock value when we did the albums. You know, and I'm kind of glad because now we are even further away from when it first came out, and you're super into it. But when I broke this down, man, I mean, re-listenability, I listen to it every time. I don't want to skip it, even though it's got a long intro. The production is beyond phenomenal. The mix on this, I think, is as perfect as a mix can get from an audio standpoint. Chart potential, it took some dings on, you know, at an 8 because it's a little, you know, a little harder because it doesn't have pop. It has a long intro, blah, 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 you know, like all that stuff. But I mean, reps the album 100%. Band lineup, everybody played like phenomenal on this. And then, you know, even for Legacy, I was like, I'm gonna throw a 10 on this because hearing it for the first time, I still feel the same way about it as from when I first heard the song. The song hasn't dipped for me. It hits every emotional note for me. I think the lyrics are beautiful. I think it was them standing up on a soapbox and being like, yo, we're fucking back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like from the songs that we love. Like again, this song could be on Disintegration. I mean, this, you know, is some of the best written stuff since then. And so I think that's going to have a long lasting legacy on it as it as it ages. But yeah, I couldn't believe how high it ranked. And I was like, all right, you know, again, when I'm just sitting there and doing the math and spitting it out, I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I love this song. And
I remember the big takeaway from the albums was that you guys' Songs of a Lost World definitely charted pretty high, so that makes sense that the single would too. Chaz, how'd it land on your overall?
I gave it a 90, so it's still pretty high.
Yeah.
The dings I gave it on first is chart potential. I gave it a 4, just because I don't think this is a song you could play on the radio, and I don't think very many potential Cure fans could get into the band with this song.
If you'd never heard the Cure and then hear this,
it'd be a rough one to dive into. So you might as well give them to Wish Impossible Things or something like that. The music video, I gave it a 9. We already discussed this, but like, doesn't really have one, and the back thing when they're playing it live is kind of cool. But Legacy is the only one I gave it a 7, just because we don't know yet. I could give it a 10, but like to be fair, I think that'll be come to see, especially in this next tour, and if they write anything after this. But 10s, I gave it the band lineup. They knock it out of the park. If they would have released it a couple years ago, I probably would have gotten a lower amount because we wouldn't have seen Reeves live and see how well he meshed into the band now, compared to where he was a couple years ago. Like 10 years ago. Jesus Christ. I think it reps the album. I think it kicks off like it's perfect for the vibe of that album. Emotional and personal impact. Already cried to it, so that's cool. Re-listenability and production, both 10s. I could listen to the song over and over again.
Yep, on same page with all those. I'm right in the middle, even 92 for me.
Nice.
I feel like a lot of those strong 10s for me were re-listenability. We all pretty much proved that in the first day of its release.
Oh yeah.
And so, and just the fact that they'd played it through the whole tour, we were still excited to hear the single, you know, so that's pretty rad. Realisability, songwriting, again, lyrically and just structurally, it's really cool and different. Emotional impact is huge, represents the album. Like I said, wonderful start to the album and definitely keeps you on that track and train of thought through the whole thing. Low point was legacy for me. I too took just the idea that we don't know, like it's almost like Plain Song, you know, where if they don't open the show with it, I kind of worry almost that it's just not going to get played at many future shows, especially if they're playing like festival gigs and stuff. Then it might just be sadly not played enough at this point because there isn't as much time maybe or what. But so yeah, time will tell, but they could do like where it kicks off a little Songs of the Lost World encore block or something like that, like they do with Pictures of You or Plain Song. So that, and then chart potential, of course. Yeah, this wasn't gonna blow up the billboards by any means, but knock Taylor Swift out of the top spot with this one. But so yeah, 92, and I guess that concludes our scores as we tallied them up. We have our final rankings. So shall we proceed with how all these fit together? Let's do it. All right. Want me to kick it off and we'll go in that order again?
Go ahead.
All right. So I'll go 15 to 1 just to build dramatic suspense. For final ranking at 78, my lowest, surprisingly, was Charlotte Sometimes. What? So yeah, it almost seems weirder from the bottom block here. 14, I had High with 84. And right above it at 13, Friday I'm in Love, which had more on the re-listenability factor. And then at 12, Lullaby, which was also tied with number 11, Fascination Street, but Fascination Street won a little bit on that, which I was surprised on. Then they got 10, Love Cats, 9, Boys Don't Cry, which surprised me that that wasn't higher. 88, I got as a total score of that. Forest at 8, Love Song 7, 6, Letter to Elise, which was way lower when we were ranking the video because I thought the video was kind of lame for that song, and it really docked it down in the bottom 3 really. But by taking that out, it actually pushed it to number 6 for me. And a bit surprised that Alone came in at number 5 and Close to Me number 4. And then my top 3 were In Between Days at 3, Pictures of You at 2, and Just Like Heaven at number 1. So yeah, not too surprising. I don't know. Did you guys, I think Antonio, you said you did where you wrote them out, how you predicted they might go first. And I did that. And there weren't too many surprises. Like I said, I had initially had Boys Don't Cry as like my number 4. And it ended up being 9, which was kind of weird.
Yeah.
And I had, let's see, what else? Only other big surprises were that Close to Me maybe it was that high, that and Love Cats, but I guess I do like the fun pop ones after all. So.
Yeah.
All right, Chaz, what was your final stats?
So at 15, I had Friday I'm in Love. 14 is High.
Okay.
13 is Love Cats.
Okay.
12 is Boys Don't Cry. 11 is Alone.
Nice.
Where's 10? 10 is Charlotte Sometimes. It was a tie with Fascination Street, but I like that song more. So Fascination Street will get the 9th spot.
Right on.
8th spot, we have A Forest.
Same as me.
Yeah, A Letter to Elise is going to be 7.
Good.
Pictures of You is going to be a 6.
Mm.
5, we have Lullaby. And 4, we have a tie with Just Like Heaven, with Love Song and Love Song and Just Like Heaven are tied. And so I gave Just Like Heaven the nudge there. So Love Song will be 4, Just Like Heaven will be 3. And then my 200s are Close to Me and In Between Days. I gave In Between Days the nudge.
Nice.
there because I think
Just
it kicks off the album perfectly.
a little personal
Yeah.
preference there.
Yeah, sure.
Awesome.
Yeah, no real big surprises for me. Maybe Fascination Street down at 9 just because of how much I love that song.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you would have asked me, do you have any hundreds off the bat, I probably would have said In Between Days and Close to Me would be up there. So
Yeah.
yeah, no big real surprises. And I already knew that Friday I'm in Love would be at the bottom.
Yeah,
And
right from
high.
the start. Okay.
Yeah.
Just looking at the list, I was like, oh, those two you could just you could have put Hot 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 on there, and I probably would have had a better time doing it.
Okay. Yeah. Interesting.
All right.
Antonio.
15, I have a Forest.
Wow. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you did.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But again, like a lot of that's like band lineup, chart potential. It's just
mathematically.
Yeah, mathematically, and even production. Like I don't love the production on the because I kind of went by the the original.
Yeah,
I don't know, like it is a little muddy at points. And being an audio nerd, there's certain things I would have loved to have heard EQ'd or mixed, but again, I fucking love that song, and I was kind of shocked that it was all the way down there, but mathematically it was. 14, Love Cats. That was a tie with Charlotte Sometimes, but Charlotte Sometimes got the slight edge on there because it was higher for me on a re-listenability standpoint, and I do love that song. Again, kind of shocked that was as low. Originally, I had it, I think at like 7 on my like quick list where I just didn't do any math, and I just quickly was like, all right, let me write these out or how I think it's gonna go. Then at 12 we've got High. 11, Boys Don't Cry. Again, I think that took a big hit in the band lineup standpoint because I'm such a Simon fan that I had to throw it a lot of shade. 10, A Letter to Elise. That was another shock. I had that way higher. I had that at like 5, I think, when I made my list. Number 9, In Between Days. Number 8, Friday I'm in Love. Number 7, Close to Me. Now, a lot of these last couple and all of the next ones are all like 1 point off from each other.
Yeah.
So it's like that's what's like so crazy about this. It like seems so harsh. That Close to Me is number 7, but Lullaby is number 6 only with 94. And then Love Song is number 5 with 95. Like literally I'm 1 point off.
Yeah.
Kind of nuts.
Surprised by how few ties I had too.
Just Like Heaven, number 4. And then my top 3, this was the big shock, Alone at 96.5, and it only beat out Just Like Heaven by a 0.5. Pictures of You at 97 and Fascination Street at 99.
Wow. All right. Yeah. Interesting.
And I initially had thought Just Like Heaven would be the number 1 just because, I'm thinking like, that's such a commercially but there were just little things that, tweaked.
Tip the scales.
And again, like literally all from 9 up are all in the 90s, and they're all like 1 point away from each other.
Yeah, it really is. I felt like the albums definitely covered the scale. Yeah, covered the scale a lot wider. This was all cramming in 90s and 80s for sure. So
even if I had just because I feel bad because I didn't put Just Like Heaven at 100 just because it doesn't rep the album. Yeah. But even if I had it at 100, it still probably would have fell into that third spot
for you. Right. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
very cool.
Yeah. Even though it was like my wedding song and everything, it's just, I feel like there's a bigger impact with those other 2 songs when it kicks off to the legacy of the band. To start with, like without those 2 songs, you wouldn't get everybody so excited for Just Like Heaven. And so I just feel like it's got more of more of an impact on the band. Even though it's probably one of the best songs ever written. So it's a weird world we're living in, guys.
We're living in. These are different times, man.
Exactly.
For sure. Well, I love it. That'll be great to to average all these together, so, with our top songs being Just Like Heaven, In Between Days, and Fascination Street. There's a few that are like, Alone covers pretty much where it's real high on Antonio's, moderately high on mine, and still up there, but like lower for Chaz. So it'll be interesting to see how much it varies when we put them all together.
Totally.
We'll have a list that none of us agree on, and that'll represent the Holy Hour podcast.
Hey, that's why there's three of us,
like,
man. No
that,
ties.
how
No
did
ties.
that? So we will wrap it there for everyone. So I'll let you guys know. You don't have to wait till the episode comes out. I'll let you know as soon as I average everything together, and I'll say it right after the break here. But thanks so much for listening to us rattle off numbers and our favorites again, and we want you guys to play along too. So send us your results. But let Antonio and Chaz roll. Take it easy, fellas.
Thanks, guys, so much. And by the way, as everyone's Spotify Wraps comes up, if we were your number one podcast, take a picture and tag us. Exactly. I want to see that. Let's go.
I just got mine for my other podcast. And I had 87 people that it was their number one show.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it kind of blew my mind.
I'm all right. I might be in that list. I listen every time. I might be a little slow on them, but I get to them.
It's all right. Thank you, Gavin. I think we lost Antonio already.
He's frozen or gone. So take it easy, Antonio. Antonio and Chaz, you both get 100s from me. So thanks for being awesome and appreciate it. You're always at the top of my list, guys. All right. Well, take it easy, guys. I'll come back in a minute with some results.
All right. Bye, bud.
All right, guys, welcome back. I have the test results. You might want to sit down. All right, let's dive into this. I combined all three of our total scores for each song, which would give it a 300 would be the perfect score. So let's start at the bottom with a score of 248, coming in 15th on the greatest Cure singles ever. We have High from the Wish album. Coming in at 14, we have 251 points for Charlotte Sometimes. Then at 13, we have the Love Cats with 255 points. And at 12, we only have a half-point difference. This one's squeaking above Love Cats is Friday I'm in Love with 255.5. Forest comes in at number 11 with 259. At number 10, we have Boys Don't Cry with 261 points. Number 9, we have Lullaby, 273 points. Number 8, Fascination Street with 274 points. Beating out Fascination Street at number 7 is A Letter to Elise, 274.5. And coming in at 6 is Alone, the Newbie, with 278.5. And counting down our final 5, we have Love Song coming in at 5 with 281. Close to Me at number 4 with 286, which was a tie with number 3, In Between Days, 286 points as well. And number 2, Pictures of You with 291 points. And coming in at a cozy number 1 is the greatest Cure single ever, Just Like Heaven, 293 points. So there you go. Certain parts maybe not so shocking with Just Like Heaven and Pictures of You and In Between Days in the top 3. But a little surprising, Boys Don't Cry is at 10 and A Forest at 11. And that Friday I'm in Love beat out a few of those others. Charlotte Sometimes is that low. I'm supposed to take all the blame for that one, but sorry. And Alone being number 6 is pretty crazy. And yeah, so I want to know what you guys got. Please share your scores. The rubric will be posted in the descriptions or on the social media. So if you're looking at this on YouTube, it'll be in the description there, I think, and I'll post it in the Facebook group and anywhere else that I can post it. But yeah, you guys can swap out any songs you want to. and send your results our way. We'd be curious to see. And on top of that, I think we have our final standings. So we'll just wrap up with a couple nuggets here for updates. There has been a new festival announced in Florence, Italy at the Fire Ends Rocks Festival. 3-day long festival. The Cure's playing on the third day, June 14th in Italy. Then in June 20th at the Pink Pop Festival in the Netherlands. So those are the two latest, I think, that have been announced since the last episode. And Monday, tomorrow, I guess, the Teen Cancer Trust shows are going to be announced. The lineup for the shows that Robert is curating at the Royal Albert Hall, and most likely going to have the Cure or Curation doing a performance on the final night, which will be March 29th. And that has been announced, and they'll also say when the tickets go on sale and all that good stuff. So that'll be the first live show for the Cure probably in 2026. So get your wallets and your thumbs ready to buy some tickets and plane tickets and all that good stuff. I'm gonna go see the Troxy movie. Yeah, it popped up at the last second on the day that they started selling them. There was no signs of it anywhere, but then luckily I was gonna bitch that why didn't they just put out like a find it in your area thing, and that's what was in on the ticket sell date mailing list email that the Cure sent out. Sure enough, even though I looked at that website like 400 times, they had no sign of Cure event, but it popped up. So lucky for us, we're gonna go to the Cinemark as a whole family and watch this Troxy movie. And and we just found out too, I think a good friend bought a solo ticket, and from what we could compare notes on, I think he's gonna be like right next to us. So hopefully we don't ruin the experience for him by screaming out all the songs and crying and all that good stuff. But it's gonna be fun, and I'll give you the scoop on that when we do our year in review show coming up next. So let's wrap this one up with Patreon shout out. If you want to be a part of our Patreon, we would love to have you. We'd love to have some new folks in there too, so check it out, patreon.com/The Holy Hour Podcast. And you can join these wonderful citizens: Craig, Jeff Hilton, Amber, Allison, Jeff Cortland Jones, Donna, Sue, John, Dion, Nemesio, Matt Ford, Letty, John Roberts, Colin, Jason Hall, Tony, Ben, Matt Fisher, Danny, Coulter, Tom Johnson, Francisco, Arno, Chip, Nicholas, Shirley, Steve, Mara, Caroline, Brian, Sean, and Jennifer, and Kate, the mastermind behind CureThreads.com. She has a ton of cool original Cure-inspired designs over there on a wide range of products. Perfect holiday gifts for your favorite Cure fan. Also, be sure to check out Cure Arts Collab on Instagram, where you can scroll through hours of awesome artwork created by fellow Cure fans. Scott Kruger is the co-host of the Sarlacc Digest, the best Star Wars podcast in the galaxy. Its energy surrounds us, it binds us, and they also have like 336 action-packed episodes full of all kinds of knowledgeable, thought-provoking, and often hilarious Star Wars talk. So go be part of their live stream. It happens every Wednesday, 8 p.m. Pacific time on YouTube or Facebook. You can watch it or catch the replays everywhere you stream your podcasts. David runs The Obsessive Geek. That's a shop on Etsy, and it's another great spot for holiday shopping ideas. It's packed full of cool Cure-related products as well, including 3D printed recreations of the Cure album covers, Boys Don't Cry keychains, Fascination Street signs that you can display behind your cool Funko Pops, and best of all, it's all high quality and affordable. So visit The Obsessive Geek on Etsy. Dana is a freelance animation, illustration, and motion graphics designer, currently open to new projects and commissions, so check out her work at graphics.tv, that's graphics with an X.tv, and drop her a line if you're looking for some help on your next project. Tanya would like to spread awareness of 988lifeline.org, the suicide and crisis hotline with over 200 crisis call centers located all over the U.S. and it's available 24/7 and offers free and confidential support for people in distress with numerous prevention and crisis resources. It's a super stressful time out there, so if you or anyone you know is in need of help, please don't hesitate to reach out to 988lifeline.org. Lisa recommends that you go check out Dickens. It's the coolest venue in Calgary, Canada. You can visit dickensyyc.com to get the full scoop on all their upcoming events, including this year's Hang the DJ New Year's event party. And lastly, don't forget to check out Chaz's other podcast, James Dobson's Bastard Kids, where each week he and Chrissy take a deep look at the evangelical church. You can stream it in all your favorite streaming podcast places. And as for us, don't forget to share those best singles scores again on Facebook or Instagram, or drop it to me in an email if you would like to just have direct contact. gavinconner@gmail will get it to me. And yeah, like I said, we'll be wrapping up our 2025 year with the next episode being Year in Review, the 10th year of doing this. Good Lord. Lots to reminisce about in 2025 and even more to look forward to as we scope out 2026. So subscribe, or just remember that we'll put another one out in about 2 weeks, and we'll see you back here. All right. Thanks for playing along with us. Take it easy, guys, and talk hard.
That song always makes me happy. Here's one that you may not have heard before.